Your character arc is your character's diary. Let's talk about it. Like, for example, my character's main flaw is pride. Like, to take that a step further, their main action that they engage in is pride, but their own flaw, the thing that is really inherently the thing that's driving them to make the mistakes in the story and that they have to confront at the midway point to move forward, is arrogance. They are proud. They think they can do everything, and that, you know, even as the problems pile higher, you know, I can still fix this and I don't need help. And that is arrogance. It is pride. And like, if you think about your, like, Wednesday Addams is a great character study, and someone who is very prideful and who has a lot of arrogance and, like, I can do what I want. And I think, like, finding a character reference to a character you like, that has, like, Lelouch from Code Geass also has a lot of pride, but characters that have a lot of pride, finding someone who has your flaw to see how it's done well and when it's not done so well. So in the character arc I'm working on, she has a point where I'm like, okay, she's in a fight with someone and they're like, are you really going to fix this yourself? Because someone who knows you very well, the other supporting characters are going to point your flaws out to you. They're going to be like, are you pulling this shit again? And so she's like, yeah, I will. Watch me. And so there we have the beginning of this plot development where it's fine, I can still manage it. And so let's stack another plate, another problem, another subplot on that. One more thing, and let's make it personal, interpersonal. Well, if I keep this secret, then no one has to know, and I can also solve that. Stack another plate. And as the plate stack, I can manage this, I can fix it, then turns into, if I just do X, I can still fix it. If I just do Y, I can keep it under control. Because with pride, with arrogance, control is a big factor, because if you don't control it, how can you fix it? And so at that point, then we put on the fire. They fail at something. And I think this is around when your character's starting to make that mid-turn, that character development turn. And it's like, oh God, I'm holding all my leashes. I can still keep it together. This is like the last stage of denial. And then usually something happens right after that failure, a consequence, a pushback, where it's like, I actually can't fix this. So now the behavior, the thinking that I've been doing all this time is not working. What am I going to do now? What do I do now? Well, now you have to make a decision. Do you go talk to the other characters? Do you get that help? Do you let go of that pride? Or do you hold on to it and make mistakes and kind of have a devolution that you have to turn around even later in the book? And so this is the diary point of make the emotional development make sense. You don't have to have the character start taking the action at exactly the 50% mark, but by that 50% mark, they should be in their diary challenging their beliefs about what they can do in the story. So if up to this point, like, think of Katniss Everdeen in the Hunger Games, like, I'm just gonna survive, I'm just gonna survive, I'm gonna hide and stuff, and that's not working. And she has to be like, when they kill Rue, she has to be like, no, I'm gonna go on the offensive. And it's not always this, like, huge choice or needs to be written out, but it is, if you think about your book in terms of your character's diary, it is showcasing that evolution of thought through the chapters. So say that the main character ends up, they make a promise to hide something, then someone else finds out, and now they have to make that person promise. Now there's 3 people with the secret, and then the other person who they're keeping the secret from tries to find out and investigate on their own. What are you hiding from me? Why are you avoiding me? And now you have pressure from the people who are other keeping the secret, making sure they keep their end of the bargain, hiding from the person who kind of knows what something's going on. And then let's say something else happens and you really need help. Say you catch a fever and can't go to work, and the 2 people who know the secret are going to be working without you there with the person who you're keeping the secret from. Oh my God. Now I'm stressed, I'm sick, I can't engage in a way. There's a different environmental factor that's holding me back. Do I go sick? Do I try and intervene? Do I trust and just have this anxiety because I've dug myself this hole? You can create a lot of character development over very nuanced situations simply by treating it as a diary and asking yourself, how did my character's perspective change? How did their denial shift from the last chapter to this one, and how is that moving them to the next step of their character development? That's how I'm doing it, and I'm in chapter 13 of my revisions, and this is an issue I'm tackling. So if you want to ever join my writing vlog, this is like where I talk about the issues I'm facing and how I'm tackling them. And just like, I love writing, so my writing theory. I'm curious how y'all tackle this issue, and if these videos are too long, let me know. I never know what the right length is: 1 minute, 3 minutes, 6 minutes. So just experimenting.